Commission meeting
Hi,
for
Steve.
November 13th, 2025. As a commission, we operate under the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act, and Chapter 26 of the Town of Danvers General Bylaws, the Wetlands Protection Bylaw. After each applicant presents his or her request and the board has had time to ask questions and discuss the project, we will accept questions from the audience. Because this is a public meeting, it is required by law that you give your name and your address before you speak. Although we may disagree on the issues raised, all persons present during this meeting are expected to be civil to all of the meeting attendees. This includes members of the commission, staff, abutters, concerned citizens, property owners, and project applicants. We also request that you confine your questions to the project and only as it pertains to the Wetlands Act. We cannot handle, nor do we have jurisdiction over matters such as noise or traffic. All problems not related to the Wetlands Protection Act and the Town of Danvers Wetlands Protection Bylaw must be taken up with other boards. First order of business would be a roll call. Peter Wilson is present. Lorraine Drapek.
Present.
Mary Height.
Present.
Paul McNulty. Paul is not here. And Michael Splain.
Yeah.
So we have 4 members present, quorum of 3, so we are good to go. First order of business is a request for a certificate of compliance for 31 Mass Ave, DEP file number 14-1416, and the applicant is Charles DiLorenzo.
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Caitlin White. I'm a wetland scientist from Hancock Associates. I'm here on behalf of the applicant for a request to close out this permit. This was issued back in 2024 for a garage addition. Since then, we have submitted a minor modification request that was approved to Emily for a walkway along the front of the home. All construction is done. The site is stable. Everything was constructed as approved. I'd be happy to answer any questions, though, if you would.
Okay, so the only difference from the original plan was a walkway in front and the...
Yep, in
was
front
it
of the house.
administrative?
Yep, it was an administrative modification.
Good, and you've been out to the site, Emily?
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Yeah, they did a great job.
Good. And you came back in a nice, timely manner. That's what I love.
Yeah.
I have no further questions. Mike, any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Lorraine? No? Mary?
I'm good.
No? Okay, if someone can make a motion, we could, and then,
I'll make a motion to issue a certificate of compliance for 31 Massachusetts Avenue, DEP number 14-1416.
I second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next up
Take
is
care.
a notice of intent for 55 Adams Street, DEP file number 14-1446. The applicant is the Town of Danvers, and Stephen King is here to present the project to us.
Steve, do you want me to pull up the PowerPoint or the deck?
The PDF slide should be fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. My name is Stephen King. I'm the town engineer for Department of Public Works, Town of Danvers. I'm here tonight for a notice of intent application for a project that the town is working on, 55 Adams Street, embankment stabilization and stormwater improvements. I have a few slides, about 7 slides, just to go through the project in general, and happy to answer any questions that you may have. So on the second slide, we have, this is an improvement along a tributary to the Crane River. You see here on the left, the tributary is between 55 and 53 Adams Street. This is the outfall downstream side of that, from looking upstream. Then we also have to the right our GIS layout of where the actual location is. This essentially is an existing 24-inch concrete culvert that runs underneath Adams Street, connecting upstream and downstream. It takes roughly a 70-acre site of a watershed, excuse me, which collects most of the stormwater for the site, which includes both residential and commercial properties. So this part of Adams Street is between Pine Street, on the side of where the Rebecca Nurse Homestead is, and then Sylvan Street, right by the old Sylvania building. Go to the next slide. So we did hire a wetland scientist to come out and flag the resource areas. So we have a few resource areas that were identified by our consultant. Median high water table is roughly along the boundary line of the Crane River, Crane Brook that runs along the northern section of the site that we're working. Then we also have some riverfront area. We have wetlands, bordering vegetated wetland area as well, which is flagged with the BVW. And then going further upstream, back to the site, we have all inland bank. So those are pretty much the three main resource areas we're working with. We're gonna have to have a series of different environmental controls as we do the project, due to the resource areas that I've previously listed, which we can call catch basin sedimentation control, silt fence around the work site, bulk bags for flow control if necessary. This is an intermittent stream, so it really only takes stormwater when it's raining. Temporary riprap for stabilization while we're working on the site, and then potential bypass pumping depending on if we hit a storm event and we have to bypass the brook flow around our work site. Next slide. Some of our proposed improvements include removing and replacing an existing retaining wall on the north side abutting 55 Adams Street. That's failed. It's actually collapsed and fell into the tributary brook area. We're also going to have to install a new south side retaining wall and restore that embankment side. Due to the retaining wall that's existing that's failed on the site, it's actually converted to flow, and now that flow, once it comes out of the outfall, is undercutting the south side of the bank. So you have probably about a 4 or 5 foot undercut underneath a large vegetated tree that has now appeared during each of the storms, which has changed the current path of the tributary brook. Outside of the brook, we'll be installing some catch basins to collect the stormwater runoff. So this is the low point of the road coming from Pine Street and Silver Street. Natural stormwater gutter runs down the gutters and into the brook with no treatment, so it goes right into the brook. So we're going to propose some new catch basins to capture that and hold some storage and sediment trapping. We're actually going to install a new concrete cast in place head wall for the 24-inch concrete pipe that's existing there today, and then also a 12-inch leader that comes from another catch basin on the site on the roadway. Obviously reconnecting all the stormwater pipe in the street. And since this has not been, there's been no rehabilitation that's done since the brook has kind of been in place and the culvert was done, there's about a 2 to 3 foot undercut from the invert of the pipe to the bottom of the brook. So we're proposing to reestablish that stream bed connectivity so that natural path of flow can continue on the brook. And if there's any type of amphibious wildlife that potentially could go through there, has that potential to do so. So here's a picture of what's existing there today. I don't know if you can see that, but basically on the north side of the wall, if I scoot over here, I'll try and talk louder. It's an old cinder block, barrel block retaining wall, not reinforced, not parged, not connected in every way. That's pretty much deteriorated and fallen into the brook. Because of that, anytime the outfall pipe right here, anytime water comes out of the outfall pipe, it hits this block channel and then it undercuts this vegetated area up the side on 53 Adams Street. So what we were proposing here is a north and a south face retaining wall to establish on the bank side, both banks. Decorative type concrete blocks. We'd be taking out the old cinder blocks and restoring both retaining walls on both sides for about 40 feet alongside the brook.
Steve, excuse me for 1 second if I can interrupt.
Yeah.
Adams Street is off in the distance with that?
Nope. So Adams Street, I'm standing on Adams Street looking down the brook.
Okay, and if you're facing Pine Street, that's to your right?
Facing Pine Street, this is to my right.
Okay.
The Crane River, the actual Crane Brook, the main brook runs along the backside here on the rear of the property. So we're gonna have two new retaining walls to help convert flow down to the proper stream bed. And then we're also gonna install a new cast-in-place head wall to support the 24-inch concrete pipe and the other connected 12-inch outfall from one of the catch basins that's existing there today. Thanks. So again, just a little bit of more detail. Because of the size of the existing culvert pipe and the location of it, we're actually going to have to install an access manhole in the roadway to convert the actual 24-inch location away from the house. Because of the size of that pipe and the size of the other outlet coming in from the 12-inch corrugated pipe, we have to have enough room to set the new retaining wall and the head wall away from the house. Right now, there's probably about a 7-foot difference between the face of the foundation and the face of the filled retaining wall where it should be. So we're going to shift that over a little bit so we're away from the house while we're working. We're trying to reestablish that bank on the north side, install some riprap stream bed on the bottom, install the new 16-foot by 1-foot cast-in-place head wall, and then obviously we're going to have to rotate the pipe so we can actually fit it within the center of the head wall. So that's why the new access manhole is going to go into the roadway. On the on the southern side, westerly side, we're also going to install a new catch basin to collect water from that runoff and channelize it and run that back into another structure to outfall within the new head wall area. So what we are looking for today is obviously we're looking to stabilize about 160 linear feet of inland bank with a gravity block retaining walls and cast-in-place head wall. We're probably going to place approximately 45 cubic yards of riprap to provide a reconnected downstream riverbed. And then obviously all this work is going to have to continue work within the 35-foot no disturb zone and the 50-foot no build zone to accomplish the embankment stabilization. And I'd be happy to take any other questions if you have some.
First, cast-in-place head wall, does that mean you're building a form on site and
Correct.
pouring concrete into it?
Yep. Similar to what we did last winter at the Summer Street culvert. If you remember that project
Over by
at
the
Summer
Smith School?
and Strawberry by the Smith School?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Due to the size and orientation of the piping, it's hard to get something precast and set it
Right.
since it's already existing. So we're going to have to build, we have to put the reinforcement and the framework and the foot in the formwork within the bed to be able to create that clearance that we need between the pipes.
You have to dig a trench across the road, right? So will the road be closed for a period of time?
The road will be closed for a period of time, yes, while we're doing the work. It's a small road. It's probably maybe 30 feet wide due to the construction of the manhole and the equipment we're going to need. We're going to have a few road closures when we do the work.
Okay, that is a fairly busy street though, right? It's cut through.
It's a very big cut-through street,
Yeah.
yes.
How long do you anticipate that this is going to take?
For construction purposes, I would say that the main construction is probably about 2 to 3 months of ongoing activity, and then there'll be a short break. And then if you go back to the original front cover page of the presentation, we're also going to have to do some roadway restoration work after that. So I would assume that probably another 3 to 6 months after we're done with the work, if the timing, weather works in our favor, we'd repave all of Adams Street from Pine Street back to Sylvan Street.
Good. Emily, this is what they call a limited project?
Yes.
Could you just give us a quick summary of what that means?
Yes, yeah, so limited projects, they're typically called that just because of the limited nature in which they come up. They aren't as common projects. For the town of Danvers, they don't need the waivers. They're exempt per our bylaws. They're projects that are typically beneficial to the public and to the town and to the infrastructure.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
and there's a long list of projects that qualify in the Wetlands Protection Act for limited
But the
projects.
most important is they don't have to satisfy the waiver.
Correct,
requirement.
yes, yeah, they don't have to satisfy the waiver. So we did have the engineering department submit a waiver request, just so that you could be aware that work is going to be taking place
Yeah.
there, and
Right.
just to see the extent of it, but a waiver is not required for the bylaws, so.
Okay. Lorraine, did you have any other questions? No? Mike, any questions?
Just, well, I do for Steve, but first for Emily. This is a limited project because it's a town project? I mean, it's a pretty extensive project.
No, it's because it's the.
Existing
culverts,
infrastructure
Existing
of a
infrastructure for
culvert.
culverts and head wall repair.
Necessary
Yes.
work?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's not just because it's a town project, no.
So it's not so much about the scope of the work? as-
It meets the Wetlands Protection Act criteria to fall under a limited project.
All right, well, if the work was larger in scope, would it still be a limited project?
That would depend, I can only speak to what was presented, and this meets the
Yeah.
criteria for a limited, yeah.
I think every project definitely has its variables they have to account for, depending of what makes it limited or not.
Right,
I would think that if we were ended up any further closer to the actual working in the brook, the Crane Brook, the main riverbed, I would probably think that would probably not constitute a limited project, and we'd
Right.
have to get the waivers to
Agreed.
do that work.
yeah, I did look into this quite a bit, it definitely, it meets the criteria.
I'm trying to picture this, Steve, so as you're going, if you're going up Sylvan and you turn right on where the Sylvania is,
Mhm.
and then you have the cemetery and then the pauper's grave, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, where are you with with,
it's like right. It's kind of like a U-shaped road, so it goes all the way down, and then there's a brook crossing. There's a guardrail right there on your right side. You'll see these white rocks if you drive right by there.
Yeah.
And once you get to that start of the guardrail, that's
You
exactly
can
what we're
almost
going to do
see
with our
it by
construction.
the A and the B.
yeah. We had another project out there on the right, do you remember?
Pretty
that?
recently, there was some big house being built there that we had to.
Yeah.
And there was another one a couple of years back.
But before that, a brook, there was something next to the brook.
Right, I
It
remember
was the
that.
same brook, yeah.
Yeah, the house was like right on the.
Right on the, almost on the
Correct, yeah,
brook.
that's on the upstream side.
It's on the, it is?
Yeah, it
You
was
know
two
where I
new
mean then.
yeah, 2 new condominiums that I think were
Yeah.
built.
And what's the house, you mentioned a house that you had some concern.
Yeah, so the title of the project, 55 Adams Street, is abuts the brook. It has the retaining wall on its property. That's only about 7 feet off the face of retaining wall, so we've done some extensive, I've been in the house, done a few surveys, just to look at the structural integrity of the foundation, and then seeing what we can do physically with the amount of equipment and the shoring that we're gonna need to be able to replace, take away the earth, not expose the foundation, and be able to rebuild a new retaining wall within that same
Did
footprint.
you work with the neighbor on that?
Yeah, absolutely, yep.
That house was, we had something with them
Yeah,
probably 5 years or so ago. There's some big addition.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that house right on the street.
All right, that's all I had, thank you.
Yeah, but we do have an easement to work, and we were granted an easement, so we have a 30-foot wide easement to be able to work within that area.
And this brook is just strictly stormwater? It doesn't drain that little pond that's up by the Rebecca Nurse?
That's a little bit of a detention pond, so only when you have the runoff coming from, let's say, Ryan Road or Hood Road or in that area, then that turns into that, it actually connects to that little water body and then reflows out through another culvert pipe that crosses Pine Street and then comes around the bend into this same
So
brook.
it's all just stormwater?
Yeah.
Okay. Mary, any questions?
I'm good.
Is there any questions from the public? Mr. Bradstreet?
Bill Bradstreet, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. The concrete barriers you're going to be putting in, are they
Bill,
reinforced?
We
Bill,
can't hear you.
Bill, I'm sorry, please speak into the microphone.
Okay.
Thank you.
The concrete barriers that you're going to be installing, are they reinforced with rebar?
So only the cast-in-place head wall would be reinforced rebar. The other one, the retaining walls that we're putting up, the blocks, those are gravity blocks, so they're held by their own weight and structure. So we have what we call super blocks on the bottom. They're about 52 inches deep, 48 inches wide, that set the structural foundation of the wall. and then you put small blocks on top of that, and they're all tied back. Oh, you're good.
Thank you.
Yep. Welcome.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none?
No public comment? No.
You just had the one. Okay, I guess our first order of business is to close the public hearing, so if someone can make a motion to that effect.
I'll move to close the public hearing for 55 Adams Street, DEP file number 14-1446.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And now I move to grant an order of conditions for 55 Adams Street, DEP file number 14-1446, with additional conditions as discussed.
Do we
All
have any
required
special conditions?
materials have been submitted and reviewed, so are there any other conditions? No.
It would just be our local conditions.
It's
to meet
just
the
our
performance
local
standards, yeah.
standard conditions that you're obviously aware of.
Correct, yep.
Is that your motion?
That's the
Is
motion?
there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. What is your timing on this, Steve?
Now that I have the order of conditions, well, once I receive that, I'm hoping to get this out to bid this winter time and construct as soon as possible.
In the spring time, after the winter?
Yeah, there's no really time restrictions on that, but I am obviously going to be cognizant of weather and availability of the items that we bid and contractors' availabilities. But this is something I'm looking to get done right away because it's been a few years in the process of this, going through this design and trying to figure out the best way to get this constructed.
And then this has to go out to bid, or?
Yeah, correct. It will have to go out to bid.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Next order of business is a notice of intent for 80 Water Street, DEP file number 14-1433. The applicant is Peter McKinnon. The applicant is requested to continue to our December 11th, 2025 meeting. Was this an open hearing?
No, because this hasn't opened yet at all, this hearing. They've just requested to continue.
Okay, so does that affect our vote? We just vote to continue?
Just vote to continue, yep.
Okay, someone can make that motion then, please?
I make a motion to continue the public hearing for 80 Water Street, DEP number 14-1433, to December 11th, 2025.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Same applicant, different order of business. Request for certificate of compliance for 80 Water Street, DEP file number 14-1247. The applicant is Peter McKinnon, and they, once again, have requested to continue to our December 11th, 2025 meeting. So if someone can make a motion, we will move it till then.
I make, oh, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to continue the hearing for 80 Water Street, DEP number 14-1247 to December 11th, 2025.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on to old or new business. I see that we don't have minutes to approve this meeting. There'll be 2 meetings worth next meeting.
Yep.
Is there anything else, Emily, that,
Nothing else. The cutoff date for the December 11th meeting hasn't
long,
hit
Steve.
yet.
Nice to see you.
So we may have other applications come in
Take
besides
care.
80 Water Street. As soon as they come in, I'll get all that information.
Okay,
To you. But
and
they
just,
still have another week for that.
just so everyone knows, we do not meet 2 weeks from tonight because that's Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
And then we'll only meet once in December. And then Emily was kind enough to print out next year's meeting schedule, so I know we always have a conflict. So if we can do whatever we can to, accommodate the meeting schedule, would be good. I know we all get away at some point, and myself included, so. But we had that, and I found last year, I just put it on the calendar, and it just worked wonders. Okay, if there's nothing else, anyone else bring anything up?
I've actually mentioned this before, but we've never had someone stay long enough, but traditionally, the chair usually passes on, and we used to do it here, we did it with the planning board, I think the other boards do it, that if maybe we could discuss at the next
It'd be
meeting,
nice if we had
if we knew someone like
guidelines.
Okay.
Lorraine was sticking around or something, gonna stick around for a while, that maybe we could think about another chair. And no,
definitely.
you obviously did a great job, and you are doing
No,
a
but
great
it's
job.
been a long
but
time, so
you've
definitely
had a-
would,
And when I tried to get off, you said, oh, you should stay, and I said, no, it's time to move on.
All right, so how do we proceed with that then?
Well, I mean, I'm just throwing it out for the future, I mean, we can talk about it next year, for that matter. Get through the holidays.
Talk about it in the new year and see what the commission
Yeah.
Well, I
wants.
think maybe when Tom's not here, we'll elect him.
Ah,
I'm sorry, Paul.
Paul, yeah.
Is there is there a job description?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have that at Town Hall. I can
I
do
was gonna
that.
say, that would be helpful to know.
Yes, of course, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. If someone can make a motion to adjourn, we will do.
I make a motion to adjourn?
Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you, guys. Go Pats.
All right, let's
Go
go
Pats.
see that